I've always had the desire to innovate, to create a product or a service that will help and influence people to become a better version of themselves. I never knew how. Attaining supporters, or as a business would say, to attain consumers to be a part of the plan. Building a successful brand is essential to this fascination of people knowing who I am and knowing my products. A successful brand will be relevant always and extremely meaningful. This is an art in any marketplace, according to the Journal of Property Management. A logo, a website, or a business card doesn't make a brand. A brand is an experience. In the beginning processes of creating your brand, you must ask yourself, who am I and what makes me unique from all other brands? Separating your product or services is what creates the great brand. Regardless if your brand is corporate or personal, a unique selling point is a must. It works best when it's short, simple, or memorable. This will make you different from other brands. The most common example is Nike. Just do it. Even though it's so short and so simple, it's one of the biggest reminders that, hey, this is Nike. And it actually influences people to just do whatever they're going to do. When asking, when asking yourself the question, who am I? You have to separate yourself. You have to define what makes you who you are, what makes your brand who they are. Zig Ziglar once said, we can have anything we want in life if we help others get what they want. Meaning, for my brand to be successful, I must satisfy the needs of my customers. Also, when I ask the question of who I am, organically, the next question that pops up in my mind is how am I going to help others? For you to connect with your audience and get them to listen to you, you must be able to answer the simplest of questions. What's in it for me? That's what customers are thinking. What's in this for them? By answering this question, you optimize the relationship with the customer and your brands. Brands are intangible assets, meaning a gesture of kindness or a sympathetic ear just to listen to their issues. That's the way customers define you as. And that's a great thing. Now that we have discussed how important it is to make your brand stand out and how to display your differences, let's move on to understand the importance of the context, content, and the distribution channel that you'll choose to use. You must be mindful of the way you communicate your brand. There are so many ways to communicate, but you must choose the most effective one. How and what you communicate is vital. Keeping your time and budget in mind, deciding between social media, between email to communicate over the phone or direct mail, and other advertising methods to communicate. Each method uses a different amount of time, which equates to a different amount of revenue. A long process of learning is usually required when figuring out your best way to communicate. When utilizing social media, it is best to only focus on two ways. Depending on the industry or what you are trying to get across, you might have to choose a certain social media. Digital marketing will use Facebook or even Snapchat or even Instagram, whereas professionals must utilize LinkedIn. Some jobs don't even want to hire you if you don't have a LinkedIn profile. Remember, just like it's impossible to be all things to all people, you cannot communicate your brand effectively in every possible way. 2015, Brian John and Gallagher saying, just like you can't please everybody, you can't be successful in every element. So you can't be successful in digital marketing. You can't be successful in direct mail. In all of them, you have to focus on two, maybe three, and just be extremely successful at those two. Another thing that's very important is the context and the content. So what you say is a critical factor of building your brand. How you say it influences your personal brand, and when you say it is vital. To summarize my speech, knowing how to create a successful brand is imperative to the success of a product. It's imperative to the success of a service, and it's imperative to the entrepreneurs. Without no brand, nothing can survive. No company, no product, or no service. There has to be a brand behind each of those. Again, even you yourself, me myself, we're all brands. The biggest thing I want you guys to stick with, without brands, companies, product, or services aren't capable of being successful. It is of very high importance to know how to create a successful brand. These are the things that you need to create a successful brand.